Alright, so this question is the course schedule. So if you notice, like the prerequisites R is equal to AB, and this indicates that you must take the course B before the course A. Alright, so this is kind of like confusing. Like course B, you have to take it first before the course A, right? So this is going to be super similar. Super easy stuff. So for A and then for B, right? So there are two courses, and then if you check this, course B has to take before course A. So I can say that is course B point at course A, right? So in this one, I can say this is incoming edges. It's going to be 0. Outgoing is 1, and this is incoming is 1. Outgoing is 0, right? So we look for the incoming edges. So once we know the incoming edges, right, then we have to what? So the solution. So the question is going to say return true if the courses, if you can finish all courses, right? So if you finish this one, right, then you can finish this one. So this is doable, right? So what happens if courses like this? So this is like a cycle, right? So you finish this one, and then you take this one, and then you finish this one, and then you go back to this one. So this is cycle. So cycle doesn't allow, right? So this is doesn't allow. 1 0 and 0 1, right? Right, 1 0 0 1 doesn't allow. So I'm gonna just quickly go over the two solutions. So follow along. One's using the HashMap, the other one is using this integer array, right? So I'm gonna say HashMap integer list integer map new hash map. Alright, so what I do have list of integer, this is represent what? The neighbor, and the integer represent the current course, right? So I'm going to just say in degree equal to new int number of courses. So for every single node, for every single course, you do have the incoming degree counter. So you just basically check for the counter. If the counter is actually equal to 0, which means you have to start from the current course, right? And then I can traverse the prerequisites array. Alright, so now I can say int. So I can say int star and int n, right? Star represent the course at what? Course at 1, right? And then n represent what? Course at 0, right? So for the incoming degree, I need to look for the n, right? Starting doesn't have incoming, only n, right? Now I need to push into the map. So map actually look for the starting course, right? So you take the starting course for the ending course, right? So map.put. So you can use put, but there's a better okay, so there's a better function. It's called compute. If absent, right? So you take the starting and you initialize the new array list, and then so once you create it, right, and then you just keep adding your ending course. So this is pretty much it, right? So if you do create it, then you don't have to you don't have to worry about this, and then you just add an ending course. Alright, now we need to traverse the incoming degree for the queue. So for in I equal to 0, I less than num courses, and then I plus plus. So if the incoming degree at I is actually equal to 0, which means this is the starting course, right? So queue the offer at I. Alright, now I basically need a counter. So if a counter is actually equal to the number of courses, then you will just what? You will just return true or false, right? So once I push the course into the queue, so I can traverse, right? So while queue is not empty, and then I can just poll. So I'm saying current equal to queue.poll. So I will increment my counter right away because I polled. Okay. Now I traverse my neighbor, right? So my neighbor is going to be based on what? The map, right? Map.get, and then since I'm using a compute if absent, right, I need to use a get or default because the the array probably can be empty, right? So I would say map.get, if you get a current, then just get a current. If you cannot get a current, you have to return a list, right? And this is pretty much it, right? So okay, so I forgot list. So if you use a compute, if absent, you need to use a lambda expression. So using the x, so you creating a start, and then you just generate a list, right? All right, so now we need to check for the incoming degree, right? So you can set the incoming degree and neighbor, right? And then minus minus, and then if you check if in degree is actually a neighbor is actually equal to 0, right? Then you will do what? You will do q the offer neighbor, right? So which means the neighbor becomes the neighbor becomes the starting position. So this is going to be pretty much the solution. But look at this: incoming degree, neighbor, incoming degree, and then they are kind of redundant. So I can do the exactly the same thing to decrement the incoming degree and neighbor first, right? So let me run it. And what happened? HashMap. Oh, I have a minus sign. Okay, so again, so map.compute. So alright, submit. Alright, so this is the BFS using the HashMap. And the time and space is going to be represent B plus E. So B represent the courses, and then E represent the courses you relate to. So this is going to be pretty much it, right? So okay, solution 2. Solution 2 is going to be using a list of in array, right? And I'm going to just copy and paste, and then this is because I super similar. But you don't use the HashMap, you're using a list. And then you create the outgoing array, right? And incoming array you definitely need it. And outgoing array is going to be represented HashMap, like the last solution we talked about, right? And then basically you generate, and then you initialize, and then you check for the pairs, and pairs is the prerequisites, right? So still the incoming is what? 0, right? And outgoing is what? This one, right? So 1 2 1 2 0 B to A, right? And then you create a queue, and then you check for the incoming degree. If this is 0, then you just push into queue. And then you check create a counter, and then counter has to be equal to number of courses, because when you poll, then you increment, right? And then you check for outgoing current, and then you decrement the incoming degree. And then if this is equal to 0, then do the exact same thing, push into the queue, right? So similar idea, but you know, a little bit just a little bit efficient. This is because the list array, right? You're using a list. The method in list is more or less than HashMap, right? So the time and space are the same. B plus E, B represent the number of courses, E represent the course you relate to. And this is going to be a solution. So if you have any question, leave a comment below and subscribe if you want it. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.